Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back another video day, and today the Houston Rockets beat the Indiana Pacers 130 to 113. Great win for the Houston Rockets to get back on track after taking a tough loss to the Bucks on Monday, losing 101 to 100, which honestly should have not been a loss since the pool report came back saying that Giannis Antetokounmpo stepped out of bounds. Although, move on, Rockets only 10-5 after that loss. Get the win tonight, 11-5. Unbelievable, 7-2 at home. Rockets got to get focused for Friday night against the Blazers in the NBA Cup, which if they beat the Blazers, they can control their own destiny into making it into the playoffs of the NBA Cup. But a great win tonight. This will be one of my favorite wins of the season. I'm going to explain why. Having all the legends in the crowd tonight that the Rockets had celebrating the back-to-back championships in 1993 and 94 and 94 and 95 on the 30-year anniversary, having so many legends, players, coaches, and broadcasters in the arena tonight all together, and for the Rockets to get a win, and not just to get a win, but snap a 9-game losing streak against the Indiana Pacers. You'll love to see it. Just a list of some of the legends, and this is not all of it, that were in the arena tonight. Otis Thorpe, Kenny Smith, which is it's awesome to see Kenny Smith in the at a Rockets game, not just because of him being a two-time champion at the Rockets and a great-time Rockets player, but also him being a big broadcaster, him being on TNT with the big guys, once a week. And the Rockets getting to expose that to Kenny Smith. Kenny Smith's going to already praise the Rockets because, he's a Rockets guy. But to have one of the big media guys seeing a win like that, and also just a legend as well, Rockets legend. Rudy T was here tonight. Rudy Tomjanovich, Hakeem Olajuwon, Vernon Maxwell, Robert Horry, Matt Bullard, who was wasn't just a player for the Rockets, who won a championship with the Rockets, also a longtime broadcaster for the Rockets. Also, one of my favorite moments of the night, Bill Worrell, 51 years of announcing games for the Houston Rockets, being your play-by-play announcer, coming in to the booth with Craig Ackerman and Ryan Hollins for a good part of the second quarter. I think it was around the 12-minute mark to the 3-minute mark, and getting to see hear it. We did get to see him a little bit, so we got to see his face, but getting to hear that amazing face again. I'll never ever think about Rockets basketball, the good old Rockets basketball, without hearing Bill Worrell's voice. And to be completely honest, I was a little bit upset that we didn't get him into game action, calling the game. Craig kind of stick to that, but still great to hear from Bill Worrell. Would have loved to hear Bill say on a deep 3-point shot that he shot that ball from Sugarland, as he used to say all the time. Sometimes, it would be different sayings. Like, sometimes it'd be Sugarland, sometimes it'd be Conroe, sometimes if it was really deep, he'd say Austin. So to see Bill Worrell as well, and then someone who's always at the games, but still another Rockets legend, Calvin Murphy. So many legends in the house tonight, and for the Rockets to get a win in front of those guys, you love to see it, and to snap a 9-game losing streak against the Pacers. This is going back to James Harden. The Rockets have not beat the Pacers. The last time they beat the Pacers was in November 2020, exactly 4 years ago. I want to say it was like November 19th or November 18th. It was like around the same time of November, around this year, that the Rockets beat the Pacers. I actually remember watching that game because I remember the Rockets were down a little bit and Harden had a big game, and Westbrook did too, to get the Rockets the win. I remember that. And then I also remember the next game in August when the Rockets would play the Pacers, and I remember Russ did not play that game. It was just Harden, and the Rockets lost. And ever since then, up until tonight, it was a bunch of losses against the Pacers. And after that loss in August and the bubble without Russ and only James Harden, the Rockets would continue to lose 8 straight games against the Pacers. But that ends tonight. Rockets beat the Pacers 130 to 113. And another thing that I think was really really awesome is that we saw such a good night from a guy like Alperen Sengun. 31 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 12 for 19, only 28 minutes. He got in the way he bounced back in this game was absolutely phenomenal. He started off 3 minutes into the ball game, only 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 fouls, had to come out, sat all the way until 11 minutes left in the second quarter. He comes back in, plays the rest of the game. 28 minutes, 31 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 12 for 19 from the floor, 1 for 1 from 3, 6 for 8 at the free throw line. And to do that with the way his night started off in front of the great Hakeem Olajuwon, you love to see it. Van Vliet had 18 points. Jabari Smith Jr. with another 20-plus game. We saw this a couple nights ago, but Jabari, we saw it a couple nights ago against the Clippers. Jabari does it again tonight, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 8 for 13. Dylan Brooks really struggled tonight, 22 minutes. Just kept chunking up shots, 1 for 10, 4 points. He did have 3 assists, which was really good and how to block. So he was helping on the defensive end, but offensively was not doing much besides just getting some assists and getting to the free throw line once. Jalen Green was okay. I will give Jalen the excuse of him being under the weather, Jalen being pretty sick. 14 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. I think Jalen, who was a game-time decision in this one, I think the Rockets could have won this game without him. I mean, it's nothing against Jalen. I preferred not to see Jalen play in this game because with him being under the weather, and I think you could really tell he wasn't feeling well tonight, I wanted the Rockets to rest him and not risk anything with him not feeling well. With these next 2 big games against the Blazers on a back-to-back, with one of them on Friday being an NBA Cup game where you have to win that for the entire team so you can, get into the get into the Emirates playoffs, the knockout rounds. And also then the next night you got the Blazers again, another Western Conference matchup on a back-to-back on Saturday against Portland again. But Jalen was solid in this game, and he was getting some assists, got 5 assists, got 2 steals, got 14 points, 5 for 13, struggled from 3, but outside of that, struggled a little bit at the free throw line. It's not often you see Jalen get 2 free throw misses on 5 attempts. But the Rockets didn't shoot great as a team at the free throw line tonight. That was, I think, one of the only disappointing things of the night. 24 for 33 at the free throw line, 72%. That has to be better. But I will say there were multiple things in this game that got better. In the second half. Like, for one thing, is that the Rockets really struggled with personal fouls in the first half. Both teams really improved in the second half. Both teams had a lot of foul calls in the first half. 13 personal fouls for both teams in the first half. The Rockets ended the game with 21, so only 8 in the second half. The Pacers ended the game with 24, so they only had 11 in the second half. And I think another thing that really improved from this for this team in the second half was that the Rockets only made 5 threes in the first half, was struggling from outside, and finished the game with 12, making 7 in the second half. So there were multiple things that improved in the second half. And you saw it because the Rockets got off in the third quarter, outscoring the the Pacers by 12. And they ended up they ended up having 6 threes in that third period. So off the bench, outside of the 5 starters, not the best night for Amen Thompson. Like many Rockets players, he got into foul trouble, 6 points and 1 rebound and 1 block in 17 minutes. He got up to 4 fouls. There were a lot of guys. Sengun had 3 fouls in the first half. Brooks nearly had 3 fouls in the first half. They did call a third personal on Dylan Brooks, but Ime challenged. Jabari didn't have any. Van Vliet and Jalen both had 1. Amen had 4. Tari got up to 5. Jock Landale had 2. Both were in the first half. A bunch of other players had 1. So a lot of foul trouble for the Rockets, mainly with Amen Thompson, Tari Eason, and Sengun. But that caused Amen Thompson to get into one of his lowest minute counts of the season. Still managed to score 6 points and have a rebound and a block on that. But not the best night for him, Amen, but we didn't see him a lot. Outside of Tari Eason and Amen Thompson, we saw Reed Shepherd for 17 minutes. He played pretty well. 3 for 5, 1 for 1 from 3, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Love to see it from Reed. And hey, another thing is that he's playing against someone tonight I think is a lot like the way he plays. TJ McConnell, I think, is a great NBA comparison to Reed Sheppard. I think Reed Sheppard is a little bit more talented as a three-point shooter, but I think with the size and the way they play, getting to the rim, mid-range shots, defensively, very similar players. The only difference between Reed and TJ McConnell is that Reed, I think, is a lot better of a three-point shooter. Hey, but McConnell had a good game for himself tonight. 17 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 rebound, 8 for 12 from the floor. Definitely gave the Pacers some great minutes. But I think that for an NBA comparison, I think TJ McConnell for Reed Sheppard is a very good comparison. I know people throw out Chris Paul a lot. I'm not saying that's not accurate. I think TJ McConnell is a very accurate comparison, though. Although I think Reed Sheppard's here. I think his ceiling, I hope, is a little bit more higher than TJ's, but very similar in my opinion. All right, Jock Landale definitely had to step up and give some good minutes with no Steven Adams and Alperen Sengun being in foul trouble. He had 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists in 13 minutes, shooting 2 for 5. Outside of that, not a lot of other minutes for other players. Aaron Holiday got some run, 8 minutes, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Nate Williams played 3 minutes, didn't do anything. Jay Sean Tate, not bad, 5 minutes, 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 for 2. Cam Whitmore got in, got some run. He's still struggling a little bit. 5 minutes. He did have a very nice dunk in this game, but that was the only shot he made. He shot 1 for 4, 0 for 3 from 3, continues to absolutely shoot terrible from 3. To get to the free throw line, made 2 out of 4, so that's not great either. Did have an assist. I want to see Cam succeed, but he's really struggling to start out the year. I hate to see it after the way he played last year. Then we saw someone who should be playing more, if you ask me. Jeff Green with 4 minutes, 1 for 3, 0 for 2, 2 points, 1 steal. And so, yeah, this was a great win. Another thing I forgot to mention is that another Rockets legend that was at the game tonight, but was on the other side of the floor for the opponent, is a longtime Rockets assistant coach who was a very young assistant coach under the wing of Rudy T, and that is Jim Boylan. Jim Boylan was an assistant coach starting in 1992 all the way to 2003. And so, yeah, and he was here for an assistant coach, 11 years is a long tenure. And so he was here for all of the legends being back. All of the players that were in the arena tonight, all the legends, he coached, but he was a very young coach when he was with the Rockets. So that's another Rockets legend that was in the arena tonight. And the Rockets were there to take him down. So all the legends that were here to support the Rockets tonight, there was one that wasn't, being a Pacers coach. Let me know your thoughts on the Rockets' 130-113 win. Great game by Sengun. Great game by the team as a whole. And so good to get a win in front of all the legends from the 93, 94, and 94, 95 teams. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Go Rockets.